I'll try to hold this steady. So here's the VM18 on the blue QT50. And I am using the oil pump cable out of the junction box as the throttle cable for this VM18 carburetor. And you'll see what I did was to get it so the oil cable, if I recall correctly, has more bare cable, has a longer bare cable than the stock throttle cable. And the choke cable has been completely removed on this bike. And so what happens is if you try to use the stock throttle cable, you'll see it's not attached there. The bare cable that's to the left of the cable that is in use. That stock throttle cable is too short. So you'll either be left with not being able to fully pull the slide up in the slide chamber, or I even think I ran it with a high idle, so I adjusted it so I could pull it up higher, but I still couldn't pull it all the way. But in adjusting it, it always ran with like a high idle. So what I eventually did was I said, you know, this oil cable has more bare cable. I wonder if I remove something, part of the cable housing or not. I forget. But anyways, no, it does have more bare cable because it has to stretch around and attach on the other side of the oil pump. So to basically take up the difference, I've got this and then this adjuster, brass adjuster, and I just stacked another one on top of it and then adjusted it in and out to what I guess out to where I needed it, and that worked perfect. So that's one thing you can do. Let's see if I can get at my other QT50 without dragging it all the way out of storage here, or temporary storage. So here we are with the red QT50, and I bought a different throttle cable, and I did just the direct connection to the carb, and did not thread it through the frame. So yeah, that's one thing. If you want to take it through the frame, tie your new cable to your old, and then as you pull the old one out, pull the new one through. So anyhow, I started with the carb connection first, and then what I did was, we'll go up to the top here. So at the handlebar, at the throttle anyways, I had too much bare cable. So I cut off the NARP, and I bought a set of those NARPs that Treatland sells. And I cut the cable to size and put the screw-on NARP and then use that. So that's the adjustment I had to make on this. And so anyways, and I think that's on that, I forget what it's called, the super long moped throttle cable on Treatland. Is this out of focus? Darn thing. Anyhow, hopefully that helps.